Hello, True Flow Plate 101. We'll need a couple of things to get started. We've got a True Flow Plate measuring device. We've got the DG700 right in front of you here. And we've got a pitot tube stuck in the air handler, in the ductwork above the air handler with the air going into the tip. It has to be facing into the airstream. Okay? First thing we're going to do is get the normal system operating pressure. That's with the filter in place. So we'll take a reading with the normal system operating pressure as if the filter was in place. I'll show you how that's done. First thing we'll do is turn on the DG700. It gives you a voltage readout, 7.4. That's just the voltage in the equipment. Now what we'll do is we'll set this up for what we're doing. We need to set the mode from pressure to pressure flow, pressure at 50, pressure at 25, pressure air handler. Then you see NSOP is flashing, normal system operating pressure. Okay, we're going to get that reading by pressing start. Okay, if it jumped around a lot, if we can take it and averaging. It's averaging once every second now. It's giving us a reading, but it's staying pretty steady at 16.6, 16.7, somewhere in there. It's let it run 10 seconds or so, and you're fine. And hit enter. Okay, for safety, we're going to turn off the air handler. So in case you're sticking your hands in there by a filter that's close to the blower, there won't be any issue. The other reason is if it's an ECM motor, and this one is not, this is a brushless fan motor, it'll change its static pressure and you'll have to wait for it to ramp up. Again, you have to wait for it to stabilize at first, and you'll also have to wait for stabilization later. So we'll take out the filter at this point. And we'll put in the correct size. It's a 16 by 25 flow plate, which is a number 14. That becomes important because we have to enter that number in here. There's different spacers. Always put the measuring device with the airflow going into the holes. There's little holes, easy enough to see. Just like your pressure tube, you're going to have the air direction going into these, facing in. And bear with me, I have to stick this in place, put the cover back over it. And we'll hook up the DG700 tubes. That's in port side B, top and bottom. Green is ground, or ground is lower. And then we can turn the fan back on, wait for it to stabilize. Luckily this is not an ECM motor, so we won't have to wait that long. And actually, before we record the CFM, we're going to have to make sure that we're set up for the right device. So what I'll do is drop this down so we can see it and go to the right device. It's set on blower door, duct blaster, exhaust, True Flow Plate. And if you look at over configuration, we're set with our 14. So we don't have to reconfigure that. Configure button would make it a 15 or a 20 there. 20. It's actually 14. So we're running about 700 CFM. And we're done. That's how you use the True Flow Plate and the DG700 in combination.